Hi team, I hope you're all well. Today we're here to do my October TBR. Now, in October, my booktube bestie, Jade, has recruited me on a little bit of a, let's say, insanity task. She's made the decision that she wants to try and read 31 books in 31 days. Now, we tend to do this as a challenge in April, 30 books in 30 days. We've done it for a couple of years now. And I accidentally did do it at some point. Did I do 30 books in 31 days in May as well by accident? I think I did. And last year, I think I accidentally read like 30 books in 30 days in September. However, Jade would like to try 31 in 31 for October. It's like our favourite month of the year, other than December for me, because it's my birthday as well as Christmas and my nephew's birthday. But it's, you know, spooky season, Halloween is right around the corner, and we're both very excited about this. So we're going to be doing something insane and we're going to be attempting it. Now, I'm not going to make myself ill doing this. I will try as hard as I possibly can, but I'm not picking out 31 books for you today. I am going to do my usual, picking out my TBR, but I'm not going to try and pick stupidly large books, you know? See Matt Dinnerman here? We won't be doing any of that. As much as I want to, we're not playing those games. Empire? We're not doing that either. To be fair, the next book isn't out till November anyway, so I can't do that. We're going to be trying to keep these books relatively, not too short, but kind of short. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, other than that, I don't have much else going on. I think Vampathon is still happening this year, which is a readathon that I take part in every year. Tends to happen in the last week of the month. Sometimes I think maybe crossing over into November, but I'm not sure, unless it just ends on Halloween. I can't remember. But this is hosted by Jodie from Vanilla Moon. I think she still goes by Vanilla Moon, I'm not sure. But she has recently had a little baby girl. So whether or not she's still going ahead with it, I'm not sure. I hope that she does, but no pressure whatsoever. You look after yourself and your family and your little girl. So I'm not sure if that's happening, but that's usually a readathon that I take part in October. But so far there's been no announcement video. So I'm holding off on maybe sort of arranging anything for that. If it does happen, maybe I'll do a little bit of a TBR. Maybe I'll just do something on Instagram and TikTok for that. I don't know. We'll see. But other than that, not taking part in anything else that I can remember. I'm not hosting anything that I can remember, other than my usual 24-hour readathon with my patrons. So all that to say, I don't think I'm taking part in anything at all in October other than Vampathon if it is happening. But without further ado, let's get into my Patron pot jar, because if you're new here, welcome. But if you didn't know, my top 2 tier patrons do get to put a book in this jar. It's looking a little bit low, actually. I need to get some more books in here. But put a book in this TBR jar. It can be off my shelves. I tend to try to ask them to pick books off my shelves if they can do. But it doesn't have to be off my shelves. Just one, please. Just one. Thank you. And I try and read it within the month that I pick it in. So far this year, I'm doing all right. I'm 3 books outstanding, including September's, but I'm aiming to have it done by the end of the year. So let's see what we've got for October. I'm nervous. I can't remember what's in here. What is that? Oh, fuck. Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley from Amanda. Fucking hell. Okay. Okay, let me explain myself. So I got this book out of the library a very long time ago now, and I still have it. Don't look at me like that. My library shut down for renovations and it's not been open since. So I still have the books. I'm going to be in big trouble when they finally open up. I know, okay? I know. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. They're shut for renovations though. So one of the books is The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley, and I haven't read it yet. So now I have to read it. Thanks, Amanda. I should probably get some use out of the books that I still have outstanding from the library. So this one said, Midsummer in the Dorset Coast. In the shadows of an ancient wood, guests gather for the opening weekend of the manor, a beautiful new countryside retreat. But under the burning midsummer sun, darkness stirs, old friends and enemies circulate among the guests, and the candles have barely been lit for a solstice supper when a body is found. It all begins with a secret 15 years ago. Now the past has crashed the party, and it'll end in murder at the Midnight Feast. Don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed a book from, just one maybe? I can't remember. What have I read from? Okay, I've read The Guest List, which I quite liked, and The Paris Apartment. I don't think I like that one as much, but I've just not heard good things about this one and I'm nervous about it. So I suppose this gets me through it. If I'm not liking it, I can DNF it. But thanks, Amanda, for putting this on my TBR. I do appreciate you, despite the fact that I'm not overly looking forward to that book. It is what it is. And what it is that I should have got to it well before now. So there is that. Okay, let's do my TBR jar. Let's do 6 because why not? I'll just go straight into it with 6, shall we? I have the largest stack of books next to me that I would like to get to. So we'll see if we can get these on here and see what happens. Okay, so what is first? Try that way around maybe. Oh, get the fuck out of here. That is perfect. I have just filmed my horror bingo for 2025, 2026 because, okay, let me explain. If you don't know, Sarah from Wicked Reading does this thing called Horror Bingo, which is inspired by our fantasy bingo. And she started it last year and I did take part in last year's. And I've got a video coming up soon, actually. It'll be coming up the video, not after this one, but the video after that, where I'm wrapping up Horror Bingo 2024 and I'm going into my TBR for Horror Bingo 2025. So you've been warned, but I need a book from that bingo board and a couple of them, actually a lot of them are in this stack. So I can just pick one of those books, which is great news. I have many, many options. So I think we're going to pick, I just need to be logic with this because Horror Bingo runs from the 1st of October through till the 30th of September. So 1st of October this year, 30th of October 2026. And I just need to be logical about any of the books that I need to like purposely, oh, actually, the book that because one of the prompts is to like pick, like that be the first book that you pick up. So maybe I should pick that. Oh, I probably should. God damn it. What this does do though, because the book is a book that has been picked by a Patron previously and I haven't read it yet. So the book in question is The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. So the prompt in question is a book that you've been putting off, which I absolutely have. The hard mode for this prompt is for it to be the first book that you fill out on the board. So yeah. Let's do that, shall we? This is set in 2 different timelines and it is following Carly Kirk, who is, I think she's working or investigating something at the, okay, so let's just read the synopsis. Shut the fuck up, Steph. Something hasn't been right at the roadside Sundown Motel for a very long time and Carly Kirk is about to find out why. Upstate New York, 1982. Viv Delaney wants to move to New York City and to help pay for it, she takes a job as a night clerk at the Sundown Motel in Fell, New York. But something isn't right at the motel, something haunting and scary. Upstate New York, 2017. Carly Kirk has never been able to let go of the story of her Aunt Viv, who mysteriously disappeared from the Sundown Motel before she was born. Carly decides to move to Fell and visit the motel, where she quickly learns that nothing has changed since 1982 and she soon finds herself ensnared in the same mysteries that claimed her aunt. Sounds very interesting. I've gotten halfway through this before and put it down. Now I need to go back to it. I really enjoyed Murder Road by Simone St. James and a lot of people have said to me, if you enjoyed Murder Road, you'll enjoy the Sundown Motel. So it's time, okay? It's time. Let's do it. Horror Bingo at the Sundown Motel. Okay. I had to be logic with that. It was not in this pile. All right, what else have we got? Does that say a person's name in the title? It does. Do I have any of those on here? Yes, I do have one of those on here. Exciting. This is also on my Horror Bingo board actually as well, and it is Mayfly by CJ Lead. So this says, by day, Mayfly works at the happiest place in the world as every child's favourite ice princess. By the neon night glow of the Sunset Strip, Maeve haunts the dive bars with a drink in one hand and a book in the other, imitating her misanthropic literary heroes. But when Gideon Green, her best friend's brother, moves to town, he awakens something dangerous within her and the world she knows suddenly shifts beneath her feet. Untethered, Maeve ditches her discontent act and tries on a new persona, a bolder, bloodier one inspired by the pages of American Psycho. Step aside, Patrick Bateman. It's Maeve's turn with the knife. This sounds so good. This was actually pointed out to me by Jade. when we were on a book shopping trip. I picked it up a couple of times, actually. It was on my radar, but I wasn't sure whether or not to get it. And then she was like, what about the princess book? And we were in the horror section. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she was like, the princess book. She looks like Elsa, but horror. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And Elsa, but horror sounds probably, like, accurate, to be fair. So, okay, cool beans. Sounds good to me. Let's go again. Let's do this one. Oh, shit. Instagram scroll. This prompt is fun until it's not. All right, couple of rules. It's got to be a book I own. If I see one that is partway through a series that I haven't started yet, unless I actually really want to, I don't have to pick it up. And I think them's the rules. If it's an arc that I have, I can do that too. So let me get the screen recording, sorry. Turn that down. That doesn't need to be that bright. Screen recording started on my phone. Screen recorder. Record without sound. Start recording. Okay, so let's go on to Instagram. See what's going on here. I'm terrified. This is terrifying. Okay, I don't have Traitor Wolf, whatever that is. Don't have that. Oh, kitties. Let's give that a like. That is my best friend Laura who's coming today. I do not have To Cage a Wild Bird yet. It's not out yet. And I have read Acta. Lewis, let's give that a like. Scuderia Ferrari. There's a race this weekend. How exciting. What is Laura opening? Oh no, I don't have Alchemized either. Wowzers. I follow a lot of stuff that isn't bookish. Okay, this is taking a while. What is that for? Diabound, I'm already partway through. What have we got? Emily Henry, I have read. What is Ellen opening from Little Brown? Oh, Hannah Grace's new book. I don't have that. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, no. I don't have any of those. Okay, that's not going to work. I have the ability to stab. Wait, I love that. Let's share that quickly. Sorry. If I don't share it now, I won't see it again. Okay. Right. Guys, come on. Help me out here. Oh, that's me. That's my Instagram. Why am I seeing my own Instagram? Oh, it's Final Book Support Group. Wild Reverence. I do have that. Okay, Hannah coming in with the Rebecca Ross event. Okay, Wild Reverence. Let's do that, shall we? Because otherwise we were going to be here all day. Okay, let me get it. I did not have this planned for this month. Alas, it's a new release and it gets it off my TBR, I suppose. So there is that. So we've got Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. This book is so fucking heavy and I just don't know why it's so heavy. I don't know what this is about, but I believe that we are going back to the world of... what? Divine Rivals. Which I have read and I liked. A sweeping new epic set in the world of international sensation Divine Rivals. A goddess born to the violet domain of the underworld, Matilda is blessed with humble messenger magic, carrying letters and secrets through the realms, including one of her own, a mortal boy who appears only in her dreams. 10 years ago, Vincent of Beckett wrote to Matilda on the darkest night of his life, begging the goddess he befriended in his dreams for aid, but his prayer went unanswered, forever hardening his heart against the gods. That is until she arrives, bearing a letter with the promise of a future beyond dreams, one that might rewrite the dark, blood-soaked ways of the gods or end them. Interesting. The text in here is a minuscule. This is the Waterstones edition. Absolutely stunning. And underneath the dust jacket. So yeah, okay. Taken entirely out of my control, was not in my stack for the month. How fucking rude. Alas, I think I would have been hard. I think I would have struggled to get the books. Hello. think I would have struggled to get some of, that was such a struggle to get some of the books on my stack on Instagram front page. So yeah, that just goes to show how terrible Instagram with the algorithm is though, because I'm following a lot of Bookstagram content and not much came up. Wild Reverence. Cheers, Hannah. Okay, prompt number 4. Oh, a recent purchase. Okay, so we do have... I have a couple that I recently purchased. Okay. I think I'm going to go for this one. Hopelessly Devoted by Audrey Goldberg-Ruoff. This is witchy and I'm so excited about reading this one. Hopelessly Devoted is full of charm and yearning and so much witchy fun. Asriel Ashmedai Heart must be cursed. Asriel. He's back at his family manor in Hallow Cross after a failed screenwriting career, adopting a cat he's allergic to, and a disastrous incident with his childhood best friend and former crush years ago. Victoria Sternberger, the bubbly girl next door, has just been disowned by her parents after buying Asriel's late parents' beloved shop, Hopelessly Devoted. Cut off financially, Vicky now also owes a lesser devil the souls her parents promised him in exchange for her gift of summoning the dead by burning objects they treasured in life. What the hell? So much is going on here. When spirits all over town warn her of a sinister threat, Vicky is forced to come together with Az to save the Hollow Cross, while also preventing her magic from immolating him after Vicky's devil curses them so they cannot touch until she repays her debt. As they race against the clock and find clever ways around their curse, they find it increasingly difficult to deny that they've been hopelessly devoted to each other all along. Okay, this sounds fun. It also sounds complicated. Like, there's a lot going on here. What the heck? But I'm intrigued nonetheless. It sounds fun. Look at that cover. Isn't it stunning? Okay, what was the prompt? Recently purchased. I definitely did recently get this one. So let's do that one. Prompt number 5. This stack doesn't appear to be going down. A bit nervous, got to be honest. Final book. Is that necessary? I've just done final book support group. Dude, that seems completely unnecessary. What is the matter with you? Right, what I'm going to do is stretch this prompt a little bit. It's not a final book. I don't know if it's a final book, actually. It could be a final book, but it's the most recent one in the series, and I'm up to this point, and it's What Stalks the Deep by T. Kingfisher. So I always say that if it's the final book up to date, you can count that as your final book prompt, and I'm going to do that. This is book 3 in the Swan Soldier series, and we are back with Alex Easton, who does not want to visit America. They particularly do not want to visit an abandoned coal mine in West Virginia with a reputation for being haunted. But when their old friend Dr. Denton summons them to help find his lost cousin, who went missing in that very mine, well, sometimes a sworn soldier has to do what a sworn soldier has to do. This one comes out officially on the 30th of September. So I will probably try and get to this early on in September maybe. But this sounds like a good shout for October on the basis that it's a novella. I'm trying to do 31 books in 31 days, so that's a good shout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, last one. Please give me a good prompt that I can do something with. What does that say? Oh, number in the title. I fucking hate this prompt. I'm taking this prompt out. It's going. I hate it. It's so annoying. Not doing it. That would have narrowed me right down. Absolutely not. I'm sick of that prompt. What does that say? Pink on the cover. Right, okay. We could do that. That's fine. Pink on the cover. Okay, right. I have a couple of options here. We're going to run through them and then I'm going to make a decision. So we've got Salem's Fall, which I definitely want to read. by Rectock Ross. This does have pink on the cover, and I really do want to read this in October. In fact, no matter what, I'm reading this in October. I've got Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey, which is on my 12 books from 12 friends. And it's also now on my Our Fantasy and Horror Bingo board. So this is one that I do want to get to by the end of the year. And then we have Willing Prey, which is an arc that I have from Ali Oleander. And this does come out in October. So I would like to prioritise this one. When in October does this come out? Do I have a date for it? The 7th of October. So I don't know if I'm going to try and get to this before then. I think I might try and get to this before the month is out. So I will leave this off for the time being, I think. The smart move would be Just Like Home, but I actually think I'm going to go for Salem's Fall. The smart move would be Willing Prey, just to cover my ass. But I think I am going to try and get to that before the end of the month. So I'm going to go for Salem's Fall. This does have pink on the cover by Rectock Ross. And this says, every town has its secrets. James Woodston is used to being underestimated. Top of her class at Harvard Law. She's brilliant, beautiful, and now the youngest female associate at Boston's most elite criminal defense firm. But after a devastating misstep on her first case, she has one last shot at redemption. Her assignment, defend Damien Blackhollow, a dangerously charming billionaire accused of murdering his fiancée. When James follows the trail to a small New England town with a dark history, she realises this case is far more twisted than she ever imagined. Alone in Salem's Fall with her trusted black cat, she uncovers Damien's haunting family legacy with ties to a secret society and a pattern of ritualistic murders. James begins to wonder if she's defending a monster, or worse, falling for one. As Halloween looms and their bodies pile up, James fears that losing this case doesn't just mean her career, it means her life. The Silence of the Lambs meets Labyrinth in this dangerously addictive blend of twisty psychological thriller, legal suspense and gothic dark romance. It sounds fantastic and I'm so excited. So I'm going to be picking this up for pink on the cover. So that is my TBR. Other than that, I don't have any Actually, I do have a couple of commitments, really. What arcs do I have that are coming out in October that I'll probably try and get to in October? Because those are important too. So I have a few that are coming out early October. So I've got Love at First Fright by Nadia El Fassi, but I'm going to try and get to that before the end of September. Same with Willing Prey, as I've just mentioned. And then I've got 8114, which I am going to have to wait till October to try and pick up. It comes out on the 9th, but I'm going to have to wait till October because it's on my Horror Bingo board. So I can't read that before the 1st of October because then it wouldn't count. I've got The Menu of Happiness by Hasashi Kashiwai, which also comes out on the 9th of October. I have Thirsty by Lucy Lehane, which comes out on the 16th. I have Spellfire by Agatha Willow, which comes out on the 23rd. I have Undead and Unwed by Sam Tashida, on the 28th. And Hazelthorn by C.G. Drews on the 30th of October. So I do have those. I also have Rachel Harrison's Play Nice, which is also on my Horror Bingo board and has recently come out. So I'll probably be trying to get to this one in October. And then I also have, coming out in November, I have got Christina Henry's The Place Where They Buried Your Heart, but it comes out on the 4th of November. So I'll either try and get to this in October or I'll be trying to get to this very early on or on release day in November. So you may see this crop up again in my November TBR, but we'll see. So yeah, quite a few arcs also coming out. I will be trying to do like an arc vlog, I think, throughout the whole month of October, in which I try and read those arcs throughout in one video, but we'll see whether or not that happens or whether I just integrate them in vlogs. I'm going to try and do some themed vlogs, I think, in October. So maybe a separate arc vlog would be good. And if any of the arcs kind of fit in with a themed vlog, then I will just put them in the themed vlog instead. We'll see. But yeah, so quite a few arcs coming out as well. I just desperately want to get on top of my arcs as quickly as I possibly can because I'm feeling very behind with them. But yeah, otherwise, This is my TBR. It's not looking too bad, to be fair, but it's a good start for 31 books in 31 days. I'm glad I managed to get a novella on here for sure. And like Mayfly and Salem's Fall aren't too big either, so that's great. But I do have The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley, which was picked for me by Amanda from my Patron pot. I've got The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James for Horror Bingo. I've got Mayfly by CJ Lead for a book with a person's name in the title. Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross for Instagram Scroll. Hopelessly Devoted by Audrey Goldberg-Ruoff for a recent purchase. We've got What Stalks the Deep by T. Kingfisher for a final book. And we have Salem's Fall by Rectock Ross for pink on the cover. So I don't think this is too bad. I think it's gone quite well, in all honesty. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Chat to me in the comments down below. What are you planning on reading in October? Have you got any readathons that you're planning on taking part in October? Let me know in the comments down below. And I will see you in whatever comes next. Bye for now.